We are live. That's how we feel this morning, you guys. Not a lot of sleep last night. But you know what? The thing that is keeping me awake and alert and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, it's bone frog.
Have you guys been boned this morning? Have you? Have you been boned?
Have you had it? Have you had your cup of bone frog? You really should. If you haven't had it, you should get some. We'll wait right here. Okay. Get your bonage. Get boned up. It's the only reason that I am seriously alive this morning.
It's a tough morning. We did not sleep for different reasons, but we did not sleep.
Yeah.
Bonefrogcoffee.com, by the way. Use code CHICKS.
Yeah, do it. You guys do it.
Yes.
All right.
Really
and also, you should, if I don't know how many people we were discussing the Juneteenth thing. Well, it's Juneteenth. I'm sure a lot of you are celebrating that. Some of you may be sleeping in. It's a national holiday now, isn't it?
It is. As of Friday or Saturday, it is now officially a federal holiday. So if you are a federal worker, you definitely are off. If you are a private company worker, you may or may not be off.
You probably won't be. Yeah, the federal employees get all the holidays. So yeah, you may be off. So it depends on who you are. You may be sleeping in. If you can't catch the show, you can put us in your pocket for later.
Right.
But you know, if you're here and you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You really should subscribe to this podcast and then tell your friends. Do that.
You really should. Tell all your friends. Tell them.
Even the ones that you don't like. Tell them.
Especially the ones that you don't like.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with some hate watching.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Do it.
Right. All right. So some things to get to before we get to some videos. My name today, Boris Moxon, because you guys, Boris Johnson is now a Daily Mail contributor. So he's going to be doing a column. I don't know how often on the Daily Mail. Maybe he and Meghan McCain are going to switch days now or something.
So weird.
Yeah, that's a thing that's happening.
Somebody needs to edit the stuff over there because I notice misspellings and grammatical errors all the time, and it really irritates the crap out of me. It's just me. Am I the only one that notices that? Like their quality of writing is not so good these days.
They must have so many employees because they constantly have new content out, and how they keep it so that like more than one person isn't writing about the same thing. You know what I mean? Like how they organize it. I have no clue how that happens, but I don't know why we're both in black today. That just sort of happened, Kim.
This happens all the time.
It just is a thing that happened.
Yeah. We brain share quite a bit.
Yeah, for real. So anyway, Boris Johnson, look out for his column on the Daily Mail. If you have been paying attention to the Archetypes podcast, Meghan Markle's podcast, I'm sorry, not sorry. That is donezo. Spotify has axed her entire deal. I think it's a deal with both of them. Like whatever deal Spotify had with Meghan Markle and I love my brother, Prince Harry, gone, done.
I love my family, I love my brother. I think it was somebody at Spotify. I can't remember who I read somewhere that somebody called her or both of them effing grifters.
Yeah, it was like an executive there.
Okay. Yeah. Which is accurate.
Totally accurate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and now they're saying that she's probably going to kickstart her whole TIG fashion and whatever website.
She's desperate for money. Is that?
Well, I mean, she's got to have some paying gig.
She's really desperate for attention is what she's desperate for. It's not the money. They've got plenty of money. It's the attention because they really wanted to live life in private and have their privacy. So
the privacy,
as he would say, privacy. I love my brother.
Well, they're speculating that she could get up to $250,000 per social media post because of her stature. So if you were thinking that life was fair.
Yeah, exactly.
You just need to put that thought right out of your head.
Think again.
Also, Kourtney Kardashian, for those of you who care and follow that ridiculous family, Kourtney Kardashian is pregnant with Travis Barker's child. This is their first child together. And, you know, she's up there. She's 44 years old. So, 44. I mean, that's... Mm-hmm. And they had tried all the IVF stuff and then they'd given up on the IVF stuff. So this is like one of those post-IVF sorts of babies. And I was super irritated because they kept showing this video of her at a concert of his where she's holding up a big sign saying, Travis Barker, I'm pregnant. And then he acts as though he is finding out that she's pregnant on stage at that moment. And then like jumps off the stage and like they're making out and everybody's losing their minds. Well, then today, pictures come out of him with his hands all over her gigantic belly. So she's clearly well enough along that this was not a surprise. And this whole thing was just for show. And so I'm irritated.
Yeah. I mean, I think most people could surmise that he knew about it before that happened. Everything is not real with these people.
Nothing is real.
It's like nothing. Right. Everything is not real. Yeah.
Anyway,
this is the thing. Yeah, they kind of annoy me. Also, if I saw one more like ticker when I saw anything about the story over the weekend that said all the small things in relation to that song that he sings, all the small things.
That's right. That's his song.
Everybody was like, isn't that clever? And I'm like, no, not after the 100th time. It's not clever. It's not. Just shut up. I'm so sick of this family. I'm sick of them. When are they going away? Hate all of them.
I know. I don't think they're going away anytime soon.
Is that mean? Is it mean? I know I'm not supposed to hate anybody, but I'm so sick of this family. God. And you know what sucks is that they're breeding. And so now there's going to be like a whole other generation. And it's like, we have to see like Keeping Up with the Kardashian spawn. That's what I'm so over it. All of them.
Well, and speaking of Spawn that continues to live on in reality TV, I watched this weekend, I watched on Prime the series about the Duggar family, the shiny happy people, Duggar family expose. That family is whack. I mean, completely whack and gross.
There's some troubling stuff there. Mm-hmm.
God. And so there was a lot of troubling stuff. So but when you think about all of those kids and them having kids, it's like this show will never not go on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just endless. Anyway, also wanted to mention too, before we get to videos as well, that Anheuser-Busch, the CEO at Anheuser-Busch, Brendan Whitworth,
Cool Whip.
He has released a new statement, trying to get, some Bud Light sales going again. And I wanted to read it to you. It's very short because this was floating around social media this weekend. And I wanted to see if you, the audience, would be swayed into maybe returning back to Bud Light. If you were a Bud Light drinker before the Dylan Mulvaney thing and then you quit because of the Dylan Mulvaney thing, will this statement entice you back into the Bud Light fold? Okay, so I'm going to read it, then you guys tell me. Here's what he said. We recognize that over the last 2 months, the discussion surrounding our company and Bud Light has moved away from beer, and this has impacted our consumers, our business partners, and our employees. We're a beer company, and beer is for everyone. Today, we're announcing 3 important actions as we continue to move the business forward. First, we're investing to protect the jobs of our frontline employees. Second, we're providing financial assistance to our independent wholesalers to help them support their employees. Third, to all of our valued consumers, we hear you. Our summer advertising launches next week, and you can look forward to Bud Light reinforcing what you've always loved about our brand, that it's easy to drink and easy to enjoy. As we move forward, we'll focus on what we do best, brewing great beer and earning our place in moments that matter to you. Here's to a future with more cheer.
He's going on a groveling tour. The CEO is,
but there's no apology. At no time in that entire diatribe did he say we effed up.
Yeah, regular people don't care about that apology. What he just made. Like I went and I hung out. We went out and hung out at a friend's house last Friday night for a couple hours, and there were probably 20 people there. And everybody's hanging out in the patio, drinking beer, having fun, playing games. There's like axe throwing and stuff, people, it's Texas backyard barbecue thing. And so, and they have a fridge on their patio, it's like typical Texas backyard. And there's beer. It's like stocked with alcohol. And people were joking, you got any Bud Light in there? Ha ha. He's like, I think there's maybe one in the back that's left, but you could tell that like the culture has shifted. Like these people will not buy it anymore because it's branded as suck beer. You just don't buy it. Like they may have some left in the back, but no one's going to drink it. No one's going to buy it. You're done. So like put a fork in them, they're done. And so there are options. There are other options of beer out there. And people will buy that instead. No matter what these people say, it's like now they've got the scarlet letter on them.
And they made the bed. And so if you're going to make this bed and then you're refusing to lie in it, you're refusing to actually own what you did to destroy your own freaking brand. In fact, that line where he's like, we're a beer company and beer is for everyone. It's like he's kind of doubling down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. How about saying we really screwed over our most dedicated, loyal audience? And that was a really crappy thing to do.
It was so stupid. It's so stupid, especially when there are so many other great options of beer out there. Yeah. And I think they took their audience for granted, man. You don't do that.
And they're still doing it. So I saw that and I was like, I don't think that's going to sway anybody. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think that's going to sway anybody at all. But I hope that I am swaying you, if you haven't already, to text the word chicks to 989898 and get yourself your free information kit from Birch Gold. Birch Gold are the go-to people on educating about how to invest and why to invest in precious metals, or how to add that kind of investment to what you're already doing, whether it's a 401k or an IRA or whatever it is that you're already doing. This is a nice addition because you know what they say, you're not supposed to have all your eggs in just one basket, right? Spread your eggs all over the place. Okay. And find out why that might be a good idea and how it might be a good idea by just texting the word chicks to 989898. Birch Gold, the premier people about educating you on this issue. And there's no obligation. So when you text the word chicks, you're just going to get free information and that is it. Then you decide if you want to do anything with it or not. It's completely up to you. No obligation. So text the word chicks to 989898 right now.
Somebody said good morning. I think it was Carol said good morning from Beaufort, South Carolina.
Beaufort, South Carolina is my future home.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
Oh my gosh, how fun. Yeah. I hope everybody had yay, Jamie. I was just about to say, I hope everybody had a great Father's Day weekend. And Jamie said that they enjoyed some Omaha steaks and the apple tartlets. You know what we're talking about. That's right. That's right. Good. So glad. Hope everybody had a really, really, really nice Father's Day weekend. Let's get to some videos because John Fetterman is unfit and there is no other way to talk about this. I saw those ridiculous brothers on Twitter, the Krasensteins. Do you remember the Krasenstein brothers?
I do. Yeah.
Just absolute liberal, progressive whack jobs and very, very active on Twitter. And they were horrified that after a few of these clips of John Fetterman came out over the weekend, that anybody was making fun of him.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me with this. This is not about making fun of someone with a disability. This is about saying he is clearly unfit for his job. His job is to represent and communicate on behalf of the people of his state.
Dude,
he's not able to do it.
Yeah, he's a senator. You know what I mean? Like, get over yourself. Like, I just think don't make fun of him. Screw you.
But it's not even, I mean, even, okay, like, yeah, you have, absolutely, you can make fun of him. That's our right to make fun of him.
Yeah.
But it's not even making fun to say that he's unfit. To say that he is unfit is just stating a freaking fact. And that it makes me crazy that the Krasensteins are trying to be like moral high ground. Oh, we would never make fun of someone for their disability.
And you don't think, wait a second, you don't think that those guys have ever made fun of Ted Cruz?
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Just for fun? Like just to make fun of him? It's like, so why is this guy off limits? Why?
Because it's a disability. They're saying it's making fun of a disability.
Well, then maybe he shouldn't be in that office.
Right. If he's not able to do the job, get out of the job. That's the whole point. So, man, we've got some stuff to share with Fetterman about Fetterman. So first, there was this hearing about like what was going on with I-95. Obviously, that affects his state pretty dramatically. And so there's a guy asking him, hey, John Fetterman, would you like to weigh in about what happened with the bridge in I-95? And this is what he said.
Earlier today, some comments about the tragic accident on I-95, and if you want to make any comments with respect to that, feel free. You're recognized.
No, I would just really like to, the 95, 95, 95, obviously that, you're pretty much preoccupied with 95, and I know I certainly am too, and we know it's a major eatery, not just for Pennsylvania, but for the East Coast.
What?
And a lot of Pennsylvanians are worried that the delays in repairs bring to its standstill.
What did he just say? Did he say
No one knows.
Did he say eatery?
Yes.
He said that it's a major eatery. That's what he just said.
I think he meant artery, but like that's how it came out. I mean, but that's the thing is that everybody's left to speculate. Well, what do we think he meant? Because he can't articulate what he means. And I feel really sorry for him that he can't, but he has no business being a senator right now. No business. And that's the point. It's not making fun of him to say, dude should not be a senator right now because he's unfit for the job. Period. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing to say.
I cannot believe that we're sitting here trying to decipher what the hell he's saying.
Right.
And he's a senator. And everybody's like, I feel sorry for him. I cannot bring myself to feel sorry for him. The only thing that I feel sorry for is the fact that people put him in that position and they're taking advantage of him and they're acting like, it's like they're the marionettes pulling the strings. You know what I mean? It's like he has been abused being put in that position.
But has he? Because there's part of me that understands that, but at the same time, I'm like, look at this dude. This dude is perfectly capable of making decisions
and saying
on
no.
what he does with his and saying no.
And
saying this is I need to recover. I'm not well. Like
he's like he's basically a younger Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Except I will give Joe Biden credit for at least knowing how to dress appropriately. This is how Fetterman decided to meet the president on the tarmac. I mean, this is just disrespectful. Look at him. Look at how ridiculous he looks.
Yeah, he looks like the cousin that you're like, oh look, there's cousin Eddie. There he is. It's just, look at the way he walks. He's just all lopey. Oh, God. Yeah, it's awful. It's crazy. But this is your Democrat Party, you guys. This is it.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I were even remotely in charge of PR for the RNC, I would use footage like this in the campaign. Seriously, but we're too freaking nice. It's like, we're too polite. We run like the dumbass ads that look like every other ad from every other campaign. I would use this. Yeah. And I'd be like, this is your Democrat Party, you guys. Take your pick. This is who's running the country right now on the Democrat side. So who do you want to vote for? Who do you want? Seriously, that's what I would do because those are our leaders.
Yeah.
How disgraceful is that?
Oh my God, it's just an embarrassment. Andrea, thank you. Andrea says, just an idea. I think all men would come back to Bud Light if the statement was, we're sorry, we realized our beer is for real men, not trans. Well, he's not a trans man. He's a trans woman.
Right.
Real men, not trans men, she said, but real men, not trans women. I mean, Dylan Mulvaney is a dude. So theoretically, he should be drinking Bud Light and not wasting his time trying to be something that he will never, ever be.
And furthermore, Dylan Mulvaney doesn't even drink beer. Let's get real.
Right. Yeah. Also, what was even more ridiculous than what you've already seen from Fetterman is that he was, of course, responsible then for introducing Joe Biden to speak to the crowd. And that also did not go particularly well. Let me just fast forward to that spot. Here we go.
A collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well, too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of a law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across America getting rebuilt.
I mean, it's insane
Did
that
he
we're
say
entertaining this.
Infrastructure.
And delegation. Yes, that's what he said.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So,
you remember when George Bush said strategery one time? You
And I use that word to this day.
Right. I mean, it's like, and he's never lived that down. Never lived it down. But this guy,
that was different because he was not suffering from a disability. So how dare you?
Okay, that's right. God, I'm just a terrible person. It's all right.
Before we move on to Biden, because we've got some, I mean, wow, do we have some Biden for you today? You guys, today and today only. Okay. So like the second the show is over, if you need towels, and not just any towels, but the best towels in the universe, today only, they are only $25 for a set of 6.
Oh my God. I'm totally buying a bunch of sets.
I mean, today is the day. You just need to go to mypillow.com/chicks. 6-piece sets are just $25 a set with code chicks.
That's
oh my God. Guys. I'm so stoked about this. Because even if you don't need to stock up, because at some point you're going to need to stock up.
Christmas present.
Yeah. And then you're going to be like, damn it. Why didn't I take advantage?
Right. They're the greatest.
I mean, the towels, you guys, these are the ones that are like super absorbenty without feeling like lotiony. You know what I mean? But they're still soft, but also very scrubby. I don't even know how the magic happens with the towels, but the fact that you can get a set of 6 for only $25, get in on it today. Do not let the day end without you getting yourself a bunch of towels. Okay. You're going to thank us. I promise. All right, let's get to Biden because he had himself a weekend, you guys. So remember how he called somebody at some point on the campaign trail long ago, the dog-faced pony soldier? And everybody was like...
I do remember that. And people were like, what is he saying? What is that? Never heard that phrase before. And it's like a once in a lifetime phrase. You know,
yeah,
like
you don't say that over and over.
You're never going to hear that again. You're never going to hear dog-faced pony soldier. Is that what? Am I saying that correctly?
I think so.
Dog-faced pony soldier. Right.
Yeah, I think that's right. Well, he is bringing it back.
Now, some of you know, I'd usually come down and say hi to all of you. They tell me there's a storm coming in. Is that right? Is that still the deal? That's the truth. Now, don't make a lie. As that scene in the John Wayne movie, don't make me a dog-faced lion pony soldier.
Why?
Okay, so he got it from a John Wayne movie. I didn't know that. That's where it's from. Lying dog-faced pony soldier. God, I can't see, and that's mean to John Wayne. You know,
it is mean, but that was nothing compared to the way that he ended the same speech. No one understands where this came from or why or what possible reason he would have had to make this statement at the end, but this is what he said.
All right. God save the Queen, man.
You can't save her. There's no saving the Queen. Does anybody who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell Joe that the Queen is dead? The Queen is
past
dead.
Saving, Joe. You guys. There's no
that's
saving.
Not
going to happen. What would make him say something like that? I mean, seriously, what was he thinking?
This is our president, everybody.
Oh my God. Right. Oh my God.
Somebody said in the comments a little while ago, remember Kofifi? Remember that? You remember?
That was awesome.
It was completely awesome. I missed that. I miss Kofifi. Now we have this crap. God.
So Biden is also doing a lot of campaigning, which is different from the last election, considering he hid for most of that.
Yeah, he was in his basement.
But apparently he's got like 20 some campaign stops over the next month or so. And so that is something. But he also doesn't want you to think that he is campaigning. It's like he wants to say he's campaigning, but also really not campaigning. So here is him talking about how excited he is to be campaigning, but also this is not a campaign speech. Okay? Just get that straight.
I'm looking forward to this campaign. I want you to know why. Because you've got a story to tell. We've got a story to tell. We've got a record to run on. And most importantly, we're not only changing this country, we're transforming it.
Oh, yeah.
Just think back. Remember what it was like when I came to office. We came into office. Remember the mess we inherited. The pandemic was raging. I want you to really think about this. I mean this sincerely. It's not a campaign speech. It's a speech about the future of this country.
It's not a campaign speech.
He's
you
excited
guys.
about the campaign, but it's not a campaign speach. Also, he wants to transform the country. He's transforming. Where have we heard that before? Where have we heard that? Ah, Obama. That's right. We've heard that from Obama, who I believe is actually the one running the country behind the scenes. That's my theory. Because it's not like this schmuck is doing it, really. He has no idea where the hell he is. He and Fetterman are on the tarmac. They have no idea where they are. Yeah. So, I mean, the transformation stuff, let's get real. He is transforming the country. I mean, they're doing it.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like the whole group of people who's actually running the country behind the scenes. They're actually, they're doing it. Yeah. They're doing it.
Also, there was an opportunity. There was some sort of event that Eva Longoria, Hollywood starlet Eva Longoria, was introducing Joe Biden at, and he embraced her and then got very, very handsy. I don't know if you guys saw this, and I don't know how she's okay with this, but here's what happened.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he can. You let him do that. He did that.
He's like, can you get your nasty hands off of me? Gross. Hashtag me too. Me too. Gross.
I mean, he's right up all in there.
He doesn't have any there's no personal boundaries with him.
Oh my God.
Right. And it's funny because if it were anybody else, like if it were some Republican dude that groped her like that, she would be, the next day it would be all over the news. And she'd be
sitting next to Gloria Allred, like ready to file suit.
She'd be like, he violated me. He touched my boobies. He touched my boobies, Gloria. Yeah. But since it's Joe Biden, it's totally fine, right? It's just what he does, you guys. It's what he does. It's just him. It was loving. It was tender.
Oh my God.
It was a wonderful moment with the president. Right.
So creepy.
Yeah, it is gross.
And then
you know what I'd love to see is somebody just like backhand him for that.
Oh my God, he would be stunned.
Wouldn't it be great?
Because no one has ever, I mean, there's been a few people that have done what she did, right? Where they sort of gently push him away. But you remember Hillary, the way that he embraced her, and she was literally trying to like take his hands off of her.
But I mean, like seriously, if some woman is touched in the breastular area by this guy and she actually gets skeeved out by that, one of these days, I just want him to get walloped for it. And I want to see it, you know?
It would be good stuff.
Yeah.
He also tried really hard to make a joke that landed so flatly, and it was so flat and not well received that he went back to the microphone to try to explain it, and then it still fell really flat, and it was so cringe. You guys, look at this.
Might add, if I didn't, I'd be sleeping alone. You have to explain. I better explain that. Some don't know what I'm talking about. My wife's a Philly girl.
Oh my God, nobody.
All right, where are you going? We're heading this way first. All right, we're going to go over and get the brief.
Mr. President, shailing back, FHA.
He's like, and that whenever like a lead balloon. It was a lead balloon in the room.
I mean, that was painful. Visiting home care.
Where's my pudding? Where's my pudding? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he did not have a good weekend.
Was not good. That was just from this weekend, you guys. That whole montage was just from one weekend. Just one weekend.
Yeah, it's not been good for him. KJP, his press secretary, has been making some rounds, like doing some not just press conferences, but like appearing on some shows and podcasts and what have you. And this first clip is very, very interesting because she is talking about the plight of the LGBT plus community and how they are being literally, that's how she says it, literally attacked.
Really? Attacked?
Literally.
Really? Like join, like attacked?
Attacked.
Really?
Literally.
Okay.
Here she is talking about that literal attack. Oh.
We can't hear it?
No, the sound is all borked.
You know what I see that as? I see it as divine intervention. I feel like God has intervened. He's like, yeah, I don't want to.
Well, I hope it's not all of them because I have 2 more clips of her that are super funny. Like there's the one, let me see if this works. Hang on.
Look,
Dang
actually, she sounds better like that. She sounds a lot better. Don't you guys think? Don't you guys think? She sounds good.
Well, in this clip, what she was saying is, I would not be here if not for Joe Biden. And that says a lot for who he is as a person. I would never be in this role, she says. And I'm like, no shit. No one else in their right mind would ever put you in this role.
Right. No one would hire you. Like, seriously, you'd be working at Starbucks. You're terrible at your job.
You're terrible at it.
And I don't even know if I'd trust you to make a pink drink. I don't think I would. You're awful at what you do.
Well, and then the interviewer lady, I don't know if, I mean, I'm sure she didn't mean this to come out how it sounded, but when Karine said that, when she was like, yeah, I would absolutely never be in this job without him, then the chick interviewing her goes, well, Joe Biden really likes women. And I was like, that's not the right thing to say.
Eva Longoria. He really likes Eva Longoria. Like, right here.
Really likes her.
Right.
Dang it. The last clip of her was going to be about her. She totally pulled a Kamala. Because you know how Kamala talks in circles and says words over and over and over again and then kind of hyper focuses on them. Yeah. That's what she does in this last clip. I'll try it. We'll see if it works.
There's been a couple of things that has made me incredibly proud. Many things that made me incredibly proud to be at that podium during this historic moment. Again, this is a historic administration. I'm a historic figure and I certainly walk in history every day, but this is also
she's a historical figure
making administration because of this president.
I mean, this is so much history, you guys.
He also said there are many things that's made me proud. Did you hear her say that?
Well, she's a terrible speaker.
So she's in charge of communications and she can't speak in a grammatically correct way. And that drives me effing crazy. You guys have no idea. All of it drives me crazy. But she's a historical figure. She's
historic. I mean, because that's all that matters to her is that she has black skin, she sleeps with women, and she's in this role because of it. And that's historic. And it doesn't matter that she sucks at it.
She's also very modest.
Very, very modest. Indeed.
Which is great. That's good for her.
Let's talk about some other candidates in the mix right now. And I thought I'm going to put these in order of what I think are the best to the absolute worst. So we're going to start off with DeSantis, who is talking about the nation's founding in a markedly different, eloquent way. This is how someone who knows how to speak actually speaks about our founding and about our framers. Take a listen.
Why are we here? Why are we free people? We're free because God has endowed us with inalienable rights. That's why America was founded. Our Constitution was created not to give us rights, but to protect the rights that God has already bestowed upon us. And that's just, I think that was the founders' central insight, because before them, it was thought, the king has the power. So you may have rights as a subject of some kingdom, but it's the courtesy of what the state is giving you. That's not what our founders believed. They said God has endowed these for us. Yeah, we'll give government some power, but we give them limited power, and we give them power primarily for the purpose of protecting these pre-existing rights.
We're back there again, man. We're so right back to where we were with the founders. Don't you think? I feel
what do you
we
mean?
Are. Like we're back to where we were. We're back to where the founders were when we were like, we're going to revolt and break away from the kingdom. You know what I mean? I feel like we're back at that place. I put a post up on our Instagram the other day where a guy was asking a bunch of questions. I tread lightly here, but because I don't want to be like a whack job who's like, we should totally have a revolution, because I'm not one of those people. But we are at a place where people have become, we're like frogs in the boiling water, right? Where we've become so complacent against this government that has become so overbearing. And it's such a statist government where they have so much power over us. And that is not what our founders intended. He gets it. I mean, he's saying exactly how I feel about it. That's not the way things were designed to be in this country. That's not the way, that's not what the founders wanted. And we're in that place right now. Like they would have never put up with the shit that we put up with. Let's put it that way. I probably could have just said that, but we're there. we're there. We are probably way far beyond what they would have put up with.
Yeah.
And we
well,
put up
I mean,
with
the power and the control that government now wants over the people without recognizing that it is the people that are supposed to have the power.
Right.
I mean, it's out of control.
Yeah. And it's like, and I look at like what happened during COVID, and I just shake my head at people, and I'm like, have you ever read the Constitution? Like, do you know anything about civics? Do you know anything about the founders? Do you understand what this country was like? What are you doing? You don't shake your head and let these people tell you what to do. Like, that's not the way things are supposed to be in this country. What is wrong with you? Wake up, but we're there. This is where we are. He's
Luke,
right.
thank you. Luke says, good morning, ladies and gents. Right on, Governor DeSantis and Daisy, you are right.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Tim Scott. Tim Scott and Obama have been trading some barbs over the weekend, over the last several days. And basically, it's Obama saying that Tim Scott just is unaware of racism. He just doesn't really know what he's talking about, which is utterly absurd. For him to make any kind of claim against Tim Scott is totally ridiculous. So Tim Scott appeared on the Mark Levin radio show, and Mark Levin asked him a question about whether or not Obama missed an opportunity when he became president to unite the country over race. And I think when people, and a lot of white people, voted for Obama, I think that was the hope, right? That we were now post-racial America. We have this black president and everything's going to be great. And Obama really squandered that opportunity away. And so Tim Scott talks about that. And I thought he made such a great point about all of this.
Mark, he missed a softball moving at slow speed with a big bat. You can't miss this opportunity. America was hungry for bringing our country together. This coalition building where we could see black kids and white kids, red ones and brown ones, as MLK spoke about, joining hands and singing with new meaning, "My country 'tis of thee." President Obama missed that opportunity. President Biden ran as the great uniter, and he has been the great divider. I've heard more negative things about people under his leadership than I have in a long time. And I will tell you, the one thing the far left does not want a black person to be in this country is a conservative. Conservatism works because we are willing to conserve the values of our founding fathers. They weren't perfect. I know that as well as anybody. But they were to be celebrated because of the success that built the nation that stands above the rest. If we had that kind of optimistic, positive, yet conservative leadership, we would be winning general elections from sea to shining sea. It is possible for America to come together, but not because of the color of our skin, but because of the consistency of our value system that allows people to rise. Whether, like I'm in Pella, Iowa today, in the rural parts of Iowa or the inner cities of Columbia, South Carolina, all things are possible in the greatest land, the freest, fairest place on earth, Mark. You know it, and I love it.
God, I love him.
Love that, right?
I just love him.
Happy. I love him.
It's not even like happiness to me. He's just very positive. There's everything about him is positive and I'm optimistic, and he understands this. He understands the great experiment, which is America. He understands it. He gets it. I just love it.
And he appreciates it. And he knows that that it has a flawed history. And just because he doesn't want to dwell on it doesn't mean he doesn't understand it. And that's the mistake I think Obama made. He's like trying to pretend as though he's somehow on some higher intellectual plane than Tim Scott about racism because Tim just doesn't understand it. Give me a break.
Yeah,
he actually just understands the progress that has been made and appreciates focusing on that progress and moving forward instead of dwelling on the past like Democrats want to do.
Yeah, Tim Scott is healthy. Like there are no chips on his shoulders. None. His shoulders are strong and he is mentally healthy.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for a politician that is that way. There's not a lot like that. Like there are no personal vendettas with him. And I love that about him. He's just a good man.
Yeah. Fantastic. On to Mike Pence, who is once again asked by Chuck Todd about whether or not he will pardon Donald Trump if he were elected president. And this time, Pence does a better job answering the question because he deflects in a way I don't think I've heard other candidates do just yet. Here he is.
Do you, you have been asked a few times whether you would pardon the former president if he's convicted and if you were the president. Would you?
Well, I just think the question is premature. I mean, honestly, Chuck, I've pardoned people who were found guilty of a crime.
What is your bar? What was your bar for a pardon?
Well, let me say first and foremost, I don't know why some of my competitors in the Republican primary presume the president will be found guilty. Look, all we know is what the president has been accused of in the indictment. We don't know what his defense is. We don't know if this will even go to trial. It could be subject to a motion to dismiss. We don't know what the verdict will be of the jury.
If you were President Biden, would you pardon him right now?
What kind of a question is that?
I just think this whole matter is incredibly divisive for the country. Look, I just think at the end of the day, it is saddening to me that we are now in this moment.
Honestly, if I were him, I'd be like, you're an ass. What kind of a question is that? Like, seriously, maybe ask me about the policies and the issues that I want to talk about because I'm running for president. That's what I would say. And also, why do you cross your legs like a woman? That's what I would ask Chuck Todd. I just like, why are they so fixated on this? I get it. I know it's a gigantic news story, but if I were in that seat, I would just give it right back to him because these are the dumbest questions. And everybody's so fixated on Trump. Granted, I know everybody like wants to talk about Trump, but I would be, if I were a PR person who was on this guy's or any of these other people's campaigns, I would be like, you know what? You got to turn this stuff back around on you or else you're never going to win. You might as well just drop out. It's like, what's the point of having a campaign and spending all of this money when he is sucking all of the oxygen out of the room? There's no point. All these people just need to drop out unless they start focusing on themselves. And people like Pence, he doesn't have a chance in hell of even having a sliver of hope of winning in an election if he doesn't start focusing more on himself. And this is what he's doing. He's talking about Trump the whole time. Like, turn it around, dude. Like, strap on a set and turn it around, or you're never gonna do this. And he's not doing it. And furthermore, like the pardoning thing, all of them need to say, we're going to pardon him. And that's it. That's all I have to say about this. Seriously, they all need to rally.
Well, but it wasn't a terrible point that he made that we don't know if he's going to be found guilty.
It's true. I hear you. I mean, I hear you because it's like they all just assume he's going to be guilty.
Right.
Yeah. But then again, he should have thought about that the first time he was asked it. Because now he's dug himself a hole where people, I mean, when he was on the Clay and Buck show, it's like he'd spent 15 minutes saying, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And so maybe you should have thought about how you're going to answer that question again with this PR team. It's like,
they need to iron out the right answer.
Right. Who works for these people? Like, fire them all or drop out. It's like, I wonder who these people are and how much are they getting paid? Because they all are. It's like, geez, not a chance to win. Like,
no,
you might as well just drop out now.
We'll finish off this little section of candidate interviews with Gavin Newsom, who I know is not a declared candidate, but like, come on, right? I mean, we all know what he's doing here.
Totally.
And this was a truly remarkable moment where he's asked about the crime in San Francisco, and the excuses that he gives for why the city is in such a state of turmoil are beyond laughable. He is still actually trying to blame the pandemic on the current plight of San Francisco, but there's even more. Listen to this.
See what's happening there. We do see businesses moving out for various reasons, but some of them saying they're concerned about the crime in the area. When you see that happening to your beloved city, What goes through your mind, and do you think something's going wrong there?
No, I think they're struggling to recover from the pandemic. They're struggling to come back. They're struggling with the macroeconomic shifts, particularly as it relates to telework, as it relates to what's the future of a downtown. Is it stacking of offices or stacking of people? And they're in the process of rezoning and rebirth and reimagination. By the way, I've seen that in San Francisco for decades.
Look at him.
This is all such bull.
God, that guy is he is literally like, he's so full of shit. I can't, I just look at his face. Look at his face.
Yeah.
He's
such a sleaze.
Mm-hmm. He's just like,
and the macroeconomics, it's all macroeconomical.
Yeah, that's the reason for the poverty and the crime in the cities in California. It's macroeconomics, you guys. It's voodoo economics, VOODOO economics. That's what it is.
And they're really struggling to recover from the pandemic. Just San Francisco. I mean, it's just local to that area.
It's this. That's what it is. It's all that. I swear.
Why do people believe him?
Can you imagine the pickup lines this guy has just thrust upon women throughout his life? And women are like, oh yeah, and they just start throwing panties at him. Can you imagine? Just gross. He's so gross.
So gross.
It's like the women, and there are women out there that are like, I cannot believe I fell for that. I can't believe it. I'm just so ashamed of myself. It's gross. It's just gross.
Also, there is a Democrat challenger to Ted Cruz in the Senate race in Texas. And I thought you, of course, would find this to be of interest because your state is getting weird, right?
It's purple. My state is purple is what it is right now. And people think, oh, Texas is going to stay red. No, it's not. It's not.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Here is the new Ted Cruz challenger.
When you announced your bid for the Senate against very likable Senator Ted Cruz, and you already have raised $2 million. And Beto O'Rourke, he had to raise a ton of money, I think upwards of $80 million for his bid, and he ended up losing by about 3 points. What's different this time? How are you going to win in Texas?
Well, Texans can't afford 6 more years of Ted Cruz. I've had a lot of titles. I've been an NFL linebacker, civil rights lawyer, Obama appointee, congressman. But the most important one is dad. And when I thought about this, I thought, I don't want my boys to have Ted Cruz as their senator for the next 6 years. That's why I decided to get in this race. He's somebody who led the insurrection. I was there about 50 feet away when he objected to the results in Arizona. What's the junior senator from Texas doing, caring about that? I don't know. I remember when our state had a statewide freeze and when Texans were freezing in the dark, he decided that was a good time to go on vacation to Cancun. We know who this guy is. He's looking out only for himself. I have a very different story, but a very different Texas.
And what about...
Yeah, the problem with this guy is that he is not a douchebag like Beto. He's not a complete weenie like Beto. And I am assuming he's not a criminal. Like he doesn't have a criminal background like Beto has. He looks, like normal. You know what I mean? Like Beto was just so
well, Beto was like a furry, so that was like a whole other
right. He totally was a furry, and he was just like this wimpy, gross. He was who he was. You looked at him, you're like, ew. Yeah, ew. And so this guy, look at him. You're just kind of like, okay, he's an NFL linebacker. Well, people are going to be like, that's impressive. Look at him, And I don't know if you guys know this, but football's kind of big in Texas.
It's known to have some fans.
Like every single boy is just like pushed into football here, whether he likes it or not. So, and I don't know. They probably thought, well, let's get a football player to run. That's cool. That'll play in Texas. So they think about this stuff, man. I don't know. I worry about my state going full on blue, and I have reason to worry because it's going in that direction. And when I went, like I told you, I went to that shindig on Friday night, talking to people. There are people that drove an hour because everybody drives here. It's such a big state. But there are people that drove like an hour to get to that party. And, one of the ladies lives right outside of Austin, like Round Rockish area, which is outside of Austin. And she was telling me, they are like, people will call her like she gets inundated with calls to buy her property because there are people coming in from other states that are just dying to move here, because and these are not conservatives.
Right.
These are people that happens a lot here. People are dying to get out of California. And then they come here and, you'd like to think that they are all conservatives that are moving here. They're not. And they're bringing their crappy politics and it's happening. And it's like, I know I loathe Austin too. I think it's gross, but that Austin and stuff is trickling out, you guys. It's trickling all over. It's coming to Waco. It's everywhere. And so it's not going to stay blue for long. Texas won't. I'm just letting everybody know
really
it's not.
It's good at all.
It is turning blue.
Oh my gosh. All right. Switching gears. Last week, we talked a lot about the hullabaloo that took place on the White House lawn with the trans person who showed off his bolt-ons, and people were completely livid. And in fact, the White House even released a statement saying that's inappropriate and we don't like that. So Rose Montoya is the name of this individual. And Rose Montoya's first statement after the fact was to say, well, it's legal. I can take my top off and show my knockers because it's legal in DC. Not recognizing, of course, that it may be legal, but it's completely inappropriate. It's like Fetterman wearing a sweatshirt to meet the president. It's just as inappropriate. Well, now Rose Montoya has finally apologized. I don't have the entire video because who cares, right? Like, we're not going to listen to 3.5 minutes of this person, but I'd have just the most important part, I guess, isolated. Here it is.
Moment of fleeting and overwhelming trans joy, I decided to do something unbecoming of a guest of the president at the White House lawn celebration. More so than ever before, I have learned how powerful and just how impactful my actions are and how impactful it is when we share our stories and experiences and how we do so with the world. I want to take this moment to apologize for the impact of my actions. I especially want to apologize to my Black trans brothers and siblings, especially transgender women who are Black, because I understand that you all are constantly at a disproportionate level impacted by the actions of others, and especially by anti-trans violence. I would also like to apologize to my family and friends who have been harassed. I would also like to apologize to my own community, the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. And last but not least, I would like to apologize to the president, the White House, and the nation. It was also never my intention to create a situation that would lead to harassment and harm of myself and others, nor for trans joy, like my little moment of trans joy, to be weaponized by vile people of the opposition.
Trans
vile.
joy.
You showed your bolt-ons. We're vile. God, F off. That wasn't even an apology.
No, it was like, well, my behavior has led to consequences that I'm unhappy with, and so I'm going to apologize for my behavior.
So I guess I have to apologize for my trans joy? What does that even mean?
I don't even know.
Trans joy, is that different than regular joy? Is that different than normal people joy? What is that? Trans joy. So now we're segmenting joy now? Like, we have to separate trans joy from like cis joy? Is that what we're doing?
Do not ever say that word. Ever, never say that.
What does that even mean? Like, what is this person even saying? Like, it's trans joy. There's a different kind of joy. Is that joy more colorful? Does it have rainbows flying out of it? What is that?
An alphabet. It was just like letters. There's just letters and plus signs, just like emanating from all the joy.
I can't take the ridiculousness. It's just stupid at this point. Stupid.
It is completely stupid.
Seek help.
And he also, at the end of that, by the way, said, I'm not doing any interviews about this. I'm not releasing any more statements. Like, this is it. This is over.
But
done.
If you have sponsorships, call me.
Right.
Give me a break.
Yeah, he's probably already on the phone with the CEO of Bud Light saying, what you got?
Exactly. I'll do it too.
I never thought I would be in a position to say, hide your kids, hide your wives about a Jordan Peterson clip. But that is the position I'm in right now. This is an old clip. I want to make it clear this is not new. It's just something that I had never seen before, and I saw it. So I thought, well, if there's other folks out here who haven't seen this, this would be fun to share. This took place. He's on his podcast or her. He's on a podcast with his daughter, Michaela. It's on her podcast, and they were discussing, and this was probably a year ago, maybe, when there was the very plus size swimsuit model on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And he had tweeted out a picture of that cover saying, this is not attractive. And he got such a rash of crap for that, to the point where he even left Twitter for a while, because he was like, people have lost their minds. I'm just going to get out of here because all you guys are crazy. Anyone with eyeballs can see that this is not attractive. Why are we all pretending that
it is? Right.
Yeah. Why are we pretending? So this was a podcast that he did with Michaela after the fact, sort of after the dust had settled, but he was reflecting on that period of time, and he got angry and he gets really angry. You guys listen.
So don't pull any moral stunts on me because you're irritated about my opinion about the Sports Illustrated cover, when it's bloody clear to anybody with eyes that was manipulative in 20 different ways. And I'm also not willing to sacrifice these ideals for inclusiveness. It's like, no, not everyone's a genius. No, not everyone's Picasso. No, not everyone's young and healthy. And no, not everyone is a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, period. And fuck you if you don't like it. So that's basically what I thought about.
I love that about him, that he was just like, I'm gonna say
the things he's
I'm
said
gonna
the
say
things.
it.
Yeah, he totally
And then
did.
he's like, and that's how I feel about that. And it was so like Forrest Gump in that moment, like at the very end of he was like, F you if you don't like it. That's how I felt about that.
God, he just gets a lot of crap. But if you've ever watched any, I mean, I love him. I go down the rabbit hole with him and I watch a lot of his videos, and he is a very, I dare say, emotional guy.
Oh, you can dare say it. He's very emotional.
He can get very emotional about just like his children, his family, about your children, about he's just I just love him.
He feels all the feels.
Oh, he totally feels all the feels.
Really hard.
I think people who don't follow him and like look at actually watch his stuff and read his books and stuff like that, it's like they think they know who he is, and they don't know who he is. I think they think that he's like this, mean guy who's out there spewing a bunch of, hate speech. He's not a hateful guy. He's actually a big squish,
Oh yeah, very, very squishy. Anyway, I loved that. And so I thought, well, there's got to be other people who haven't seen that too, right?
Yeah.
So, because I've seen a whole lot of stuff that he's done. I mean, I've watched like all the documentaries, and I binge watch him as well. And so when that came across my feed, I was like, oh my God, I've never seen that. And I just loved it, probably because it was her show and not his, right?
Yeah.
And that may be why. All right, it is time for whack. I'm gonna mute it because I think it's just music. But
okay, so this guy, he kept forgetting his glasses, and so this was his way of never forgetting his glasses again. He had them tattooed on, you guys. Listen, I am a tattoo girl. I love tattoos. I really do. But I am not a face tattoo person. I just think that face tattoos you have all the regrets.
This is a terrible idea because this kind doesn't help him see. Like if you forget your glasses, you still need him to see.
You need him to see. And I think that looks ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Absolutely ridiculous. I just think it looks ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Why did he do that? He's gonna regret that one day. I just think face tattoos in general, like no matter, I've seen people with stuff on their face, and listen, I'm all about the tattoos. Like get the full sleeves. Like your sister has beautiful tattoos. I love tattoos. I just like them. And I would get more tattoos if my skin wasn't aging so much, probably.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, everybody's skin is going to age.
Right.
And what are they going to look like?
Right. I mean, I don't know. And here's my problem is I never know what to get. I'm so indecisive. I'm like, oh, I could get this or I could get that. And then you got to live with it forever. So you're like, change my mind on things,
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to decide what to get. But and I love them. But your face, like, what are you going to do? Does this guy work? Does he get on a Zoom call and he's got these, like, how do people take him seriously? That he just looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
So
that was definitely whack.
Face tattoos.
Bad idea. All right. It is time for My Pillow Talks. You guys, I'm just going to remind you again, today only, the sets of towels are $25. That's it. You just need to go to mypillow.com/chicks, use code chicks, $25 sets of towels. That you're not going to see this happen again. So make sure that you take advantage of it today. All right, I have some good ones for you. I'm trying to think of where to start. Oh, we'll just talk about the state of television in 2023. This guy does a nice job of that.
I can't wait to watch the first episode of this new TV show. Hey, look at this trans character right here. Yeah, this trans character is friends with an Asian, and they gonna solve space mysteries and talk about bigotry and homophobia. Yeah. Oh, and they also got a quirky black girlfriend. She likes anime. I know you came to watch a TV show about space monsters and bad bitch guinea pigs, but wouldn't you rather see 50 episodes of us trying to show you how fucking woke we is? I can't.
It's so true.
It do be like that.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. It's fantastic.
Our favorite Kamala impersonator back again with an actual legit quote. And I think that this is a recent one from Kamala. I love her so much.
Let's jump right into it. We will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work. Operating from the new norms, rules, and agreements that we will convene to work together on to galvanize global action. And I know we will work on this together.
Oh my God, what a freaking idiot. That is the best. That is the absolute best. Oh my God.
She's so good at it. Oh my God. All right. I did not know the extent to which golden retrievers hate lemons, but at least this golden retriever is so mad at the lemon.
Oh, so it's just smashed it.
So mad. Going in for a second sniff.
So pissed off at the lemon. You missed it. You missed it. Get it.
I have to try this with my girls.
I know. He's like, I give up. Maybe one more. Oh.
He's so mad at it. I love him.
So cute. It's so cute.
You know how cats make biscuits? You know how they do their biscuits?
Yes, they do the biscuits. They make them.
I don't know how this woman is tolerating this because this cat has claws.
Nails. I know. That's gotta hurt.
But this cat is making some serious biscuits on her face.
Oh my God.
I mean, look at those claws. She is digging them in.
There's better ways to exfoliate. Look at her.
She's very tolerant.
That cat.
Very tolerant.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that was this also, you know how I've shown you guys the TikToks of that person that has, like, she just opens her back door and it's a freaking army of deer that come to eat.
Yes.
This is what I want my life to be like in South Carolina. I would also like it to be like this.
Is it foxes?
Yes, look at them.
They're like, hey, we're here for breakfast. That one, he's like the leader. He's the leader. He's like,
Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 is. It's just as well I've got 8 sausage rolls in, isn't there?
Did he say sausage rolls? He's giving me sausage rolls? Oh my God.
And they're so nice. Like one just takes it and then they go away.
And they catch them in their mouths.
Yeah.
4.
Aren't they so cute?
They're adorable. 5. It gives them sausage
6.
rolls. Bye. See ya. See you tomorrow. Bye.
There's 1 each. 7. And last but not least, there you go for the feast.
Bye. They're precious.
Aren't they? They're so cute. Oh my God. I love them.
That's really cute.
Love them.
Little sausage rolls.
I've got 2 more. One is a golden retriever who can burp on command. I've never seen the dog do this, but this is amazing.
Give me a shake. Can you give me a burp? That was so nice. Give me a shake. Can you give me a burp?
Oh my God. That is remarkable.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never seen that ever.
Same. That's why I thought it was so amazing. Wow. Okay, this last one. I can't remember if I've shown this one or not because there's something about it that's familiar to me, but maybe I'm just making that up. But I know you have a Roomba, right? You've got one of those Roomba things. So this dog refers to the Roomba as a circle sucker. Have I shown this before?
No.
Okay, good. All right. So he had a bit of an accident with the circle sucker that he's going to explain.
My mom is pissed at me today because when she was showering, I was alone in the living room and this stupid robot circle sucker started moving by itself. It scared me so bad I shit and then the circle sucker started moving all over the living room and into the kitchen. Well, I noticed it ran over my shit and was spreading the shit everywhere, so I started to fight the circle sucker and tried to clean the floor with my paws, and that wasn't working because the shit just stuck to the bottom of my paws. Then the circle sucker started moving towards me, so I jumped on the new couch so I would be safe. After I tried stopping the circle sucker and tried cleaning the shit, I still got yelled at by my mom. Dad thought it was funny and laughed his ass off.
Look at the dog's face. Oh my God, that's so great. That is
Poor
so
dog
great. The
got into
circle
a
sucker
fight with the circle sucker.
Circle sucker's dragging shit all over the house.
And so he had to get on the new couch to
I
escape.
mean, you have to, right? And then shit's all over the couch. That's great. This is why I can't have nice things, you guys.
Anyway, those are your talks for today. Get your towels. MyPillow.com/chicks. Get your towels before the day is done.
I didn't even have to tell him to get up. Oh, such a good boy. You're such a good boy.
He's not scared of circle suckers.
No, he wouldn't fit on one. He wouldn't fit. You wouldn't fit.
But he could fight one.
Are you going to flap for everybody? Mwah. No flapping. He's so lovey today. He's so lovey, you guys.
He does seem extra chill. Like
he's very chill. You gonna
and
flap for everybody? No. Oh, he had his head on my table.
What was that? Did he flap onto the table? Oh no! You have to kiss him harder now.
I will kiss. Come here. Did you hit your head? His head is gigantic. He's okay.
Oh my gosh! You can't flap under the desk. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, he's fine. He's fine now.
He hit his gigantic head. He's like, oh, I hit it on the desk. You're all right, buddy. You're all right. Shake it off. Shake it off, bud. Okay, we're going to bring it in. You're okay. God bless him. He's like, there's a desk there, Mom. Oh, my goodness. You guys, it's Monday. Now he's trying to dig to China. I'm sorry.
Well, he's got a hole to dig.
Right. He's got a hole to dig for a while in my new rug. Okay, everybody, have a great, great Monday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.